first meal of the day. My breakfast has been looking pretty much like this every single day lately. This is just a packet of your preferred oatmeal with a little bit of almond milk. So I'll go ahead and make that, and I'll grab a protein shake as well to make sure I'm getting in a good amount of protein. And that is what it's been looking like lately. I also love eggs and avocado toast, but I was eating so much of that for so long that I kind of egg and avocado toasted myself out. I also love this because it's just really quick and simple, especially if you're ever in a rush in the morning. So this is what my mornings have been looking like lately.
Faded in this dark and smoky room, with your face reflecting.
Alrighty guys, I figured I would check in with you since I'm over here prepping my snack, and I'd show you guys how I make it. So I'm going to be having a salmon cream cheese bagel, but I also add some other fresh elements on there as well to make it taste really yummy. And of course, if you want to recreate this for yourself and you don't like salmon, you can switch it out for any other source of protein. I absolutely love this as a snack. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and make this. And if you guys want to know any of the recipes or anything I'm having, of course, make sure you check the description below when you're done watching the video, because I always put anything and everything you guys need to know down there. So for the salmon bagels, we have to prepare our toppings, and one of the toppings does require at least 20 minutes to sit in the fridge. So while your bagels are toasting and you're getting everything out and ready to go, or you could even prep this the night before if you would like. You could even make a bunch ahead of time if you plan on having this as a snack or as a breakfast or whatever throughout the week. That you can prep a lot more. But what we are prepping is the tomatoes and onion. You're just gonna dice them up as small as you would like, and then you're going to be adding in some salt and pepper to taste. I like to add a generous amount of salt and pepper, and then just stirring it all around and letting that just all marinate together in the fridge for 20 minutes. It sounds like it wouldn't make that big of a deal, but it makes a huge difference. So just make sure that if you're going to make this recipe that you just prep some of this ahead of time, whether it's just 20 minutes before or if you want to make it the night before, that works great too.
Reds and blues, you know I kinda want to disappear with you, but I don't think that is what I would usually do. You know it's just that I felt the heat the moment he pressed his lips up against mine. Don't wanna f this whole thing up like I do every time. Fire is burning through this silence. I can't take it.
Then you will also be needing some capers, some smoked salmon, some cream cheese, and the mixture that we had just prepped. Now you can assemble them all together. So I do measure out the cream cheese since I am in a caloric deficit right now. I like to just keep a little bit closer eye on my caloric intake. So I do measure out the servings, but if you're not worried about calories, you can just throw on as much cream cheese as you would like. Then you're gonna go ahead and put on your smoked salmon, and then you want to go ahead and put on the marinated mixture that we had made, and then top it off with the capers, and it is so good. And of course, like I said earlier, if you're not a fan of salmon, you could totally interchange that with another source of protein, but trust me, if you like salmon, this stuff is so good. All right, now that it is lunchtime, my lunch can go one of two ways. It can either go like this, where I try something new, or I go to the store and I pick up a few ingredients and I make something that sounds really delicious in the moment, or B, which is more than a majority of the time, I am busy, I'm rushed for time, or I just want something really simple and quick, and I will either eat my leftovers from my dinner the night before, or I will go ahead and prep enough lunch to where I can also have it for dinner. But of course, since this is what I eat in the day and you guys are going to see my dinner later anyways, I wanted to show you guys another meal that I do like to have for lunch on days when I'm not eating leftovers. And I especially got excited when I was scrolling through Pinterest and I saw this little hack to use parchment paper when making your lettuce wraps, and it literally saved the day.
Can't control this flame we started. You know I'll fire in my heart, yeah.
I'm seriously in awe of how easy that was to just make those lettuce wraps. The amount of failure I have had making lettuce wraps at home and ended up just eating a big pile of mush on a plate because they just kept falling apart. I mean, like, this literally looks like something you get from like a restaurant or something. I'm so excited to eat this. Definitely highly recommend the parchment paper hack. So I'm usually starving after the gym, so if I don't have something already made, then I'll go ahead and have a lazy meal, which is BCAAs and a protein bar to get something in my system while I'm prepping my food. But if I do already have something made, then I will go ahead and eat that. Alrighty guys, it is now dinner time over here, so I'm going to show you guys one of my standard typical dinner meals I have. I usually like to keep my dinners really just simple and basic. It's usually just some sort of lean protein, a simple carb, and a vegetable. I'm going to be making some lean ground beef mixed with some cauliflower mash, and then I'm going to be having some hot sauce kale. If you like hot sauce and you can't stand the taste of kale because it's bitter and gross, I want to show you a way that it actually will taste good and be enjoyable. If you like hot sauce, I absolutely love kale this way, and I actually crave kale like almost every single night because of the way I make it. So I'm gonna show you guys how I make this whole entire dinner. But yeah, that's just to give you guys a gist of the types of dinners I have. And then if I'm not having ground beef, then it would be chicken or fish. And then if I'm not having something like cauliflower mash, then it would just be something like rice. And then my vegetables will just interchange depending on what I have on hand. Start making this dinner, starting off by just oiling my pan a little bit. I use the 93.7 lean ground beef grass-fed from the store. That's all they had for the leanest. And then season it to taste. I do use sodium-free seasonings, and then I add however much salt to taste that I do like. That's a great way to avoid extra added sodium in your meals. And then for the hot sauce kale, I do already have 1/4 to 1/2 cup of water in the pan already. Then you want to fill it all the way to the top with kale because the kale does cook down a lot. Again, season it to taste, and then add in however much hot sauce your heart desires. Put the lid on, let it come to a boil. Once you see it boiling, turn it down to a simmer and let it sit for like 20 to 30 minutes and you're good to go. All the recipes again will be down in the description below. There is the cauliflower mash I like to pick up from Walmart. I used to make it from scratch, but it's honestly a pain in the butt. I do also measure out all of my meals or anything I feel like needs to be measured out for a serving. One, to just make sure I'm getting in a sufficient amount of protein, and two, to make sure I'm not overdoing it on the calories, especially being in a deficit. I just want to make sure that I'm staying within my caloric limit for the day. And then a great way to add in some extra volume to your meals is just loading in the veggies, and I absolutely love this kale, so I pile on as much as I can fit in the bowl. Hi guys, so it is late at night now. I'm about to close out this video, sitting on my computer, about to edit some of this footage so I can get this video up as soon as possible for you guys. But I did just want to throw in the last thing I'm eating before I wrap this whole what I eat in a day up, and that's going to be some of the Chili Cow ice cream. I mentioned this ice cream in the video before last, but that's the last thing that I'm going to be eating for the day, and that sums up my day of eating. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. I do just want to say thank you guys so much for 100,000 subscribers. I appreciate every single one of you. Thank you guys so much for all your constant love and support. I'm so glad that I can make these videos and help any of you guys out. Even just helping one person just makes me so happy. So I'm really glad you guys are loving the videos and the content I am putting out and helping support my channel and help me grow. So thank you guys again for helping me hit 100,000. Thank you so much, and that sums up this video. So make sure you give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye guys.